Today is Tuesday, November the 19th at Vincent Corporation in Tampa, Florida. Today we're running a sample of sweet potato mash, I think is what it was called, and with the intent of dewatering it as best as possible. We're going to be using our KP6 screw press. Like all of our machines, it's driven from the inlet end. See the motor and the gearbox. There's the screw shaft turning right there, where the screw goes into the inlet hopper. You can see the screw turning in the bottom of the hopper, material being fed in. Bob's being careful not to cover the screw. By not covering the screw, we eliminate the potential problem of bridging in the inlet hopper. Out of the inlet hopper into the screened area, and there you see the liquid coming out through the screen. That's very good so far. Here is the press cake discharge. You do see some leakage past the cone until a plug of solids forms. That cone is actuated by an air cylinder and a lever arm that puts pressure on the cake as it's trying to come out. This has the ability to rotate, which we don't have engaged right now. And it looks like, actually it looks like it's coming out okay all around the cone, so it's not as bad as I thought. Decent liquid removal. There is a piece of rubber that was on there to help seal it more tightly for a different application. It looks like that piece of rubber has actually pushed off the spout and is now between the end of the spout and the material, but it doesn't seem to be hurting anything. Actually not doing too badly at all. If I grab a sample of the stuff as received and squeeze it, you can see there's a pretty steady flow of liquid. If I grab some of this press cake, well, there's a pretty steady flow of liquid. So what we're doing is we're running at 30 hertz, less than or about half the normal screw speed, and we certainly are taking moisture out, but I think I'm going to put more back pressure on it. It looks like it can take it. We were only at 10 psi, and I think I'll take it up to about 20. That's about right. We'll see if we can dry up that cake any more. It'll be a little while before what we get out of the end is press cake from the new back pressure. No question, some decent dewatering going on. This press had screen in the bottom of the inlet hopper, which has been sealed off, but it would not have made any difference for this material because there's no free liquid really. Free liquid's only coming out after the screw forces it out. Try some of this. Yeah, I still get some drops, but it is not like it was. But it looks like it can even take more pressure. We're not really extruding too much through the screen. That is, in the grand scheme of things, not bad at all. So
3 times forward, 5 back. Rotation. Yeah. Short and slower hurts.
There's about 30 psi now.
So we're going backwards for 3 at 120 hertz. Rotation, 3 rotations forward, 5 rotations backwards. Set the backwards for only 1 second instead of 3.
All right, we have the new 30 psi setting. Still feeding without any difficulties. That's good. Perhaps some more liquid now. Yeah, I believe so. I believe that extra pressure is noticeable. You can see the press liquor coming out of the bottom there into what was an empty pail when we started. We were set 3 bags. We'll get a yield calculation. We'll measure, we'll weigh the pressed liquor and the pressed cake afterwards. A little bit tends to fall where it shouldn't, but I'll get that back in. Not that big a deal. It's because it tends to stack here at the end.
What do you have the air pressure up to?
Now I have it up to 30 psi. And I can coax a little more liquid out, but not much. But it still looks like it'll take more and not drive too much solids through the screen. I might try another 5 psi. You think there's enough there to time it, Bob? Sorry, I should be pointing at what I'm doing instead of giving you video of the wall. Do you want me to replace the containers and we do a time test?
We can do that if you think it's dry enough, unless you want to try higher pressure first.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and put the pressure on it. This is more fibrous than it looked like it was going to be. I'm going to make a big change this time. Go up to 50 psi. Here we go. Now with a higher pressure, it looks like it may want to channel, but it's still moving around most of the Now I wonder if that pressure was enough. See, we got that. It's rolling backwards now, a little bit. I don't know if the pressure, we reached too high a pressure or not.
It was rolling backwards like that.
Okay.
All along.
Yeah, what I'm getting is I can feel the moisture. Yeah, there it's dripping.
I think we've slowed down the throughput.
Yeah, that's as high as I'd want to go. Maybe I'll back off about 5 psi. I made a drastic change that last time. Actually, let me just go to 40 from 50. Let me cycle this real fast. Not too bad, we'll leave it there. Okay, that's reasonable press cake output again. That change from 50 down to 40 made a difference. So this is probably optimized as much as it's going to be. I don't think I want to go much slower. Okay. I'm satisfied with the settings, I think. What we may do is replace these containers with new ones and do a capacity test. Want me to shut it off for now?
I've got it.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to end the video here because anything else you see will be the same. All we're going to be doing is running in this same configuration, but just timing the throughput so we can get a capacity. So, yeah, but it looks good. Final settings 30 Hertz and 40, maybe 42 PSI.